Good afternoon to everyone. Uh, my name is Manjunath. I think many of the people knows me. I think frequently I used to come and do the webinars here. So this time I thought of maybe I will come and do some informatic, webinar today. So we are here to talk about some new products which has been launched by Aztecs and few information which many of the people used to talk about that. So this is my request everyone to follow the guidelines would be really better. Please mute your mics and see whenever we discuss one to one, we request you to switch on your camera so that it would be really better to see one to one for a discussion would be more impact. uh, if you have any questions, request you to leave the questions in the chat box. uh, the soon we complete this webinar, we will have one-to-one question and answer sessions. So uh, so let's begin that. Today we are here to talk about more on the security solutions. um, I mean, this security solutions that we were talking about, how this security solution or technology help companies and their employees when they start work from home or anywhere from outside, for access, support, safety. There are so many things comes into the picture, especially in this pandemic situation. Last 1.5 year, there are a lot of hiccups are happening. Don't know when to go to office, or how do we work from office. There was a lot of questions that many people used to ask. How do we work from home when we don't have access for internal systems? I mean to say, like, internal system means, I mean, there will be a CRM, there will be an ERP, there will be a many things, even including the software engineers or telecommunication people or whomever it may be. They have a question that how do we access it? When we go to a public IP, how do we secure this? I mean, not only that, I mean, there are many companies who are, BPO companies, telecalling companies, they have a question, same question. How do I work from home when we do this, telecalling? I wanted to do a sales call sitting at home. I wanted to do a sales call sitting at home, or I wanted to receive a service call sitting at home, but I really don't want to get into a public IP. How do I do this? I mean, there was a, I mean, still I can see there are many people still struggling to get this, technology into their basket. So, I mean, not only that, there was a questions that many people used to ask: how do I manage external threat from hacking? Spamming, hacking. There are many things that people would like to come and steal your data. How do I block these things? How do I make my employees to work on a longer time rather than using their social media apps or unauthorized websites in the office? There was a questions that many people, I mean, even I'm from last three 2 3 webinars that we did, many people have asked a question saying that what is this SBC is all about? How does this SBC work? I mean, we really wanted to understand how does this, in scenario of in India, scenario of any country, how this SBC is really help us to use for a technology purpose. So I think today we have few answers for all this questions that we are talking about, a VPN, firewall, and SVC. So let's go and understand how does this really works. So VPN. VPN, what is VPN means? Virtual private network. I hope everybody knows about it. Virtual private network. This is especially for external access, where office and the employee, when employee comes to office, sits inside the office, he will access with the local network. But the same employee sitting at home, he wanted to access the same systems or same data, same applications, but they should use a VPN. So VPN will be used for external access purpose. Now, there is a firewall. Everybody knows that firewall. What firewall does is, and firewall basically used for a network management purpose. So that it will manage what should come in and what should not go out. VPN, sorry, firewall is a special traffic. You can see there's traffic which happens in the road. You can see more on the cars and bikes regularly. These are the special traffic that what we can able to see. I think somebody has accessible their mic. I would request you to mute yourself.
I think Mustafa Ibrahim Jayo, I think he's not on mute. I think that. Mustafa,
Hello.
Mustafa,
Yes,
can you
I'm hearing.
put the mic on
I'm
mute?
hearing you. Hello.
Please mute
Can you
yourself.
put
Hello.
Yeah.
yeah, if you could mute your mic, that would be helpful.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, continue, Manju.
Thank you.
Manju,
So-
you can continue. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So, see, the firewall is like a special traffic which we can see regularly that the cars are going on the road, but when you see some trucks are going on the road, it is like completely a special traffic. So, what is this special traffic is all about when it coming to an office is SBC. Everybody, as you know, the same thing that I'm repeating again. Virtual private network firewall is a most accessible and most of the people knows about it. But the special traffic, what we talks about is the SPC. That is
Monday, sir.
Prakash. Please mute yourself, Prakash. So session border control is the special traffic that today we are going to talk about it. So let's see this how this special traffic and normal traffic and external access can give us the information what it does. So today we have few points for a discussion, that is virtual private network. What exactly is this? How you can accessible from outside, how you can protect yourself, how it can give you a security. In the similar way, firewall, how to control your network, how to secure your access, how to avoid hacking, spamming, or phishing, or whatever the people call in a different language. Then we have SPC, how to control our voice sessions, call routing, and the security level. So we are not definitely getting into a deep technical discussion. So if you have any deep technical discussions, so we will have a one-to-one discussions on that. You are free to send us any kind of an email or over a call that we are ready to assist you on this. So today let's start from here. So that what is VPN? Now, the VPN is typically a virtual private network. I mean to say, it's a secure tunnel between your house and office, or your office and home. However you say, or maybe when you are sitting at external place. So it will, what exactly it does is, it will help all your data and voice will be routed through an encrypted virtual tunnel. Okay, so which means it is completely secure and safe. It will not allow to expose for hackers, media followers, or government radars, which is finding out what people are actually accessing, what they are following, where they are doing, and all those things. What I would like to say is, in a recent time, as I told you, from last 1.5 years, pandemic situation, when the people were sitting at home, if they really wanted to, access the systems, VPN is the only thing which is helping them with the securely, accessing the system. Plus, especially for the call center people, this is my suggestion to each and everyone. If somebody is running a call center, if somebody is selling a products to, especially for a BPOs, if they ask for any of the call center application or a PBX, whether it is a hosted internal offices, they already have a product which is there with them, and they wanted to use it for work from home option on a secure basis. Please suggest them to go with a VPN. Of course, Asterix has a VPN service, which we are going to talk about in the next few slides, and this will be a completely secure. See, not only that, they can save a lot of money. They can save a lot of money, in this itself. That will also, I'll explain you how does it work. Now, how this VPN, how this VPN will come and sit in your laptops. VPN can be accessed from the laptop. VPN also can be accessed from the mobile. VPN can also access from the desktop. So all these three are ready available. If you wanted to know how to do it, you go to any of these three, technology parts, search VPN connectivity. It will ask you to enter the particular IP address, which is authorizedly provided by your company. So that once you, put that IP address, it will automatically give you connectivity. It doesn't matter in whichever the Wi-Fi that you are connected actually. Now, in a simple way to explain what exactly will happen here is, you can see this is an office and you have a end user. This end user, user device, what we are talking about, when there is no VPN, they are exploring to a public internet. So there is no any security between your accessing office systems, office applications, or maybe voice tunnel, data tunnel, whatever that things that you guys are accessing, it is explored to a public network. So here anything can happen. If somebody comes and hack yourself, yeah, definitely they can listen to you that what you are talking, or somebody can hack your office PRI or SIP also, it can happen. To secure that, there are many companies. Today, there are many corporate companies, enterprises, they buy a VPN from the service provider itself, and they give connectivity to all their employees. So, okay, you use the VPN, work from home, upload the data, download the data, take a call, make a call, everything will happen. The similar way, when you use a VPN server, it doesn't matter in whichever the network that you are explored. It doesn't matter whatever the internet that you are using, whether the mobile internet or your house broadband or whatever the internet, even the next house internet also that you have yourself when you are using it, it doesn't matter. But still you are connected with the VPN clients, which secure, it will do encryption between whatever the place that you are actually accessing the data or a voice. So VPN is a secure thing for accessible purpose from one place to another place. Not only that, it doesn't matter. See, I was stressing from the beginning saying that work from home, work from home, work from home. Yes, this is one of the best things that what I can say. But not only work from home. I mean, if the lockdown is open everywhere, you go and sit in the coffee day also. It doesn't matter. Maybe you can work from coffee day because you have a mobile internet and you have a VPN client in your system. Whether it is a mobile, whether it is a laptop, it doesn't matter. You can access the office network from any place. It doesn't matter. Even if you are roaming around, it doesn't matter. I mean, what I'm trying to say is, your office is in one place and you traveled almost some 500 kilometers, 1,000 kilometers. Doesn't matter. Wherever you are. See, today you access the Gmail that wherever you are in this world, right? They are actually allowed to connect with the public IP, but they also use the secure tunnel, VPN to give the access for each and every person. In the similar way, there is a secure encrypted tunnel. This VPN will create between you. It doesn't matter in whichever the place that you are sitting or wherever that you have office, it will give you a connectivity. If you have any questions, I would request you to leave questions in the chat box. We will definitely have a one-to-one discussion on the same thing. Not only that, see, it will also connect your inter-office connectivity. Example, you have a multiple offices. Example, you have a head office. From head office, you have a multiple branches as well. When you wanted to connect a branch office, yeah, I mean, as Aztecs also telling from the beginning, saying that any products that you purchase, especially call center dialer, VPN also, if you have a multiple office, using VPN and MPLS, you can create your extension between one place to another place. So there is no PBX required in the second, external office. you can utilize the PBX from one place to another place. You can also do the taking a call and making a call from one place to another place. Especially when it comes to an Indian scenario, due to this pandemic, I'm talking about due to this coronavirus last 1.5 year. In Indian scenario, the local DOT and a TRAI, I'm talking about telecommunication law, has been allowed us to use the IP to PSTN or PSTN to an IP access absolutely legal. So there is no way that you will be feel that okay, it will be congested or something, or maybe we should not do or anything like that. It is absolutely fine that you can use it, and this VPN will almost keep you a safe. It will connect you a multiple office for access purpose. As I told you in the beginning also, it will not allow you to it will not allow any outsider to find that what exactly that you are accessing from sitting at home or sitting in a different city or sitting that wherever you are, and what exactly that you are accessing. Even somebody try to get into your system also, hacking, not possible, because this VPN will secure you that who you are and what you are accessing. So such kind of options that VPN has it. Now when it comes to on a security, yeah, I mean everybody asked, okay, so VPN has so much of option, but how secure is this? Yeah, as I told you, especially many people when they travel, they will find free Wi-Fi's. So when these free Wi-Fi's are one of the most threatening part for each and everyone. We feel that we got it free of cost Wi-Fi sitting at a cafe, but there are so many people will be following you that which website that you visit, which bank that you do a transaction, and what data transfers that you do from your from your system. It will completely secure from data packet sniffing and rogue Wi-Fi network for sure. Even if somebody trying to attack in the middle, it will completely block. Especially all kind of travelers and remote workers on the go, you have a complete access. That's what I was telling. I cannot say that avoid a free public Wi-Fi. You use it, but when you have a VPN, especially when you are a traveler or when you wanted to access the internal systems or security systems, it would be really better to have VPN connected. As I told you, you can use your mobile, your iPad, or your laptop, your PC, whichever it is, doesn't matter. You can use it. Not only that, as I told you, it can give you the option to run a call center from your home. It will give you options to run a call center. Not only call center, you don't want to use your personal mobile for your official purpose. You can still use Office PBX connected to your PC or a laptop as a soft phone. You can make a call and take a call. In a simple way to explain that, what are the things that, we can connect from the corporate office. Assume that this is a corporate office. You have a public telephone network connectivity over a VPN tunnel where work from home options can be utilized. Even when you are teleworker who are roaming around, still your mobile can be safeguarded with a VPN. See, there are many, home delivery people who roams around, those people are explore to public network. But nowadays, most of the companies or startups who are well versed in the market, they are trying to use the VPN even for the delivery boy, because nobody wants to understand what is the data that coming in, going out. Even they don't want to lose the data. Not only that, even when you are connecting with any of the wireless hotspots, as I told you, people will be spying on you, saying that what exactly you are doing, but VPN will give you security. In the similar way, branch office can be connected to access your CRM, ERP, internal data, pushing the data, pulling the data, that you can do it. Even home, work from home options are always available with a VPN. See, VPN is somebody, many people thinks about the VPN is, would be a, costlier to access something. No, it is absolutely not costlier. It's very cheap and very secure. Only thing is that you have to explore. I mean, anybody, any of your customer or anything that you are looking for a VPN, please contact us. We will definitely revert with you at how good does this benefit and what is the cost benefit also. I was also talking about that, what are the things that we take away today. So one thing is, anybody is working with telecalling, or anybody would like to access your systems, please use a VPN. Very easy to manage your work from home option. One point which I have mentioned, that the people who can use VPN, they can save money. See, especially when it comes to a telecalling option, there is always, when it is a cloud-based calling, there are two legs which takes a call. One is incoming and one is outgoing. I mean, from the cloud, one call go to customer and one call comes to agent, which is basically a two calling option where customer has to pay more utilizing the additional money for two calls. When you use a VPN, especially I'm talking about an Indian scenario, when you use a VPN, one side of the calling money will be avoided. One side calling money will be avoided, where you need not to pay for one side calling. Only one side is, you have to pay, which is connecting from cloud to customer, from cloud to your system. I mean, your PC or your laptop, it is absolutely free because you are using a VPN connectivity. And Aztecs will provide you VPN connectivity. Not only Aztecs, there are many companies who provide a VPN. VPN can save money for you guys. So especially, inter-office connectivity purpose, for the data transfers and everything, you have secure, tunnel called VPN, which is encrypted. Not only that, just to tell you that, we have started with the 10 users, 30 users, 60 users, and 100 users of VPN connectivity on quick basis. It is available at any point of time. You can contact us. Anyway, these things are there, so you can come back to us any point of time. Now, I'll be moving, from VPN to my next product called firewall. I know this, many people knows about this, what is firewall is all about. Firewall is nothing but a security device, or a secure application, which will help to protect your network, filtering, and blocking outsider and the unauthorized traffic to access your computer, access your servers, or access your internal applications. So one application which can give you completely for enterprises security. I mean, take example today, there are companies like Microsoft, IBM, Infosys, Oracle. I mean, these are, I'm talking about a very big corporates. When it come, when you come down, there are many, multi enterprises companies are there today. They will have multiple, applications that they would like to use, where their first preference goes to a firewall, because the firewall very carefully it will analyze what traffic should come in. I'm talking about who should come in and who should go out, based on the pre-established rules. See, firewall will tell you who should come in based on their authority, or based on the authorized person who can come in, who can get the access inside. If somebody is trying outsider, take example, if some hacker is trying to come inside, this will automatically burn them from outside itself. Take example, see, this is a simple architecture. Maybe I can put it across for you guys to understand more on that. Any internet. See, today there are multiple internet facilities are available. Broadband is available, lease line is available, MPLS, VPN network, all these things comes in. But internet is an internet until unless that firewall is not there, you are explored everywhere. Until unless your company doesn't have a firewall, you are explored. So what it does, so this firewall will allow only the particular network to access your laptops, PCs, or you are connected with a wireless access system inside, or whatever the application that you are trying to use your um, inside the office. This firewall has a rule whom and from where and how it should be accessed and connected. If any unauthorized person was coming in, it will automatically thrown out. So as simple as that, firewall will secure from any unauthorized access from outsider. Now, in a similar manner, how to control your network traffic? I mean, there are multiple things that we can talk about it. Take example on the firewall itself. I just wanted to give you a small example here. I hope today that whomever there in this particular webinar, hope you guys would have been traveled in flight anywhere nearby or maybe a longer destinations. How do you go to how do you travel in a flight? I mean to say, when you wanted to travel over a flight, what you have to do is first you have to book a ticket, right? The moment you book a ticket, what is your next step is the date when you travel in a time 2 hours before. You have maybe, I mean, the local travel will be 2 hours, maybe international travel will be 4 hours. This is a rule made by airport. In a similar way, firewall also will have a similar rule when it installed in your office, right? So 4 hour or 2 hour before, when you go to airport, what will happen? The moment you get down the car, you go to the security front. I mean, that is the first level of security. That security guard will stop you. He will ask you, show me your ticket. It is a local journey. Okay, it will ask you your ID proof, and he will confirm that, okay, you go inside now. If you're traveling anywhere out of country, he will ask you your passport. Okay, show me your passport. So this is the first level, checkup what airport security does from outside the gate itself. Now, once you cross it, you go to the you go to drop your luggage in the boarding counter, where you have to get the boarding passes as well. Now this is a second level security. Similarly, the firewall will also have a rule. Once you cross even in the first step, you have to cross the second step to get inside. In the similar way, okay, assume that you have dropped in your luggage, you have picked up your boarding pass. So what do you do next? Now you directly move to a final security level, where these are the toughest security that you have to pass and go, which means the moment you go to the final security, before the boarding, they will ask you to remove your watch, your wallet, your belt, everything that you have to put it into the one kind of a box, and they will send it for a scan. Not only that, you have to pass through a certain tunnel and meet the security level. He will check the whole body scan and tell that, okay, you guys are safe. I mean, this guy is safe. Let go in. In a similar way, even your employees who are accessing the data inside your office, firewall will make a rule. The employee who is accessing even inside the company, his MAC ID has to be enabled in the firewall. Then only I'll give you access to go in. Now, you pass the security, before passing, if you find some knife in your baggage, or some which is unauthorized thing that you are carrying, they will stop you. They will ask you 100 questions, and they feel that you are something wrong, they will send you automatically police station, or maybe they will tell you they will not allow you to travel at all. So similarly, the firewall also does the same job. The firewall will understand whether you are the right person to access it. It will allow, otherwise it will not. It will completely block, or maybe it will completely block you for the future also. So that is the kind of rules that it can make, and it can give you traffic control. Now, not only that, even if you pass the security, final security, now you have a boarding security as well. Before you take a journey bus till the flight, the one guy will ask you your boarding pass, and he will enter again saying that this guy is entered inside. Now this is a kind of options that whatever the tight security that we were talking about, firewall will help you to secure your internal access, external access, from the authorized people. It will not allow any websites to come and log in into your office systems or anybody outside it. Not only that, in this way, maybe what we can say is when the secure access is required and you wanted to use internal security, uh, even for people who are visitors, they should also not get any kind of an access. We have certain options when somebody visit your office and they say that can I access your Wi-Fi. We don't know what are the things that they're carrying. I mean, when they come in, they access the system. If there is no firewall, they leave some Trojans and go, or maybe they will access your data and they can theft and go. Not everybody will do, of course. I mean, I'm not threatening in that way. Everybody will come and do in that way. Uh, I can say maybe whomever comes in, they will get a Wi-Fi access if the firewall is there. But until unless even their laptop or their accessible MAC ID will not integrate with the firewall, this firewall will not allow them to use even an internet, even to access anything. In a simple example, even in my office, we use firewall, we use our VPN. Even my phone, if I wanted to use my soft phone, I'm already connected with my firewall, where only from my phone, my phone MAC ID is already integrated. Only I can use that soft phone from the my phone and my internal telecom, I mean calling purpose. So there is a security level that we can put it in a firewall. Um, in the form of uh, benefit and advantages also, when you wanted to transfer any of the files, yeah, I mean, there should be a firewall. It is always better that it will understand that where it is coming and where it is going. Even when you wanted to use the web applications, it will definitely understand whether it is a secure network or unsecured network. Even especially for telecommunication or teleconferencing or connecting with the voice over IP. I mean, especially here, why I'm talking about specifically teleconferencing and the voice over IP is uh, without firewall also that you can do it. But when you do a firewall, it will be more on authorized people who are coming in and authorized connectivity that we can do. There are many applications that we use, like Teams and Skype, and there are so many applications that we use from the laptop. Even that connectivity happens, they will also understand whether authorized laptop which is giving an access. um, and a few points to say that it will monitor all the traffic which is coming in and going out, and uh, it will protect the private information and does not allow everyone to access it via internet. And it will prevent the malware from accessing the computer or network over the internet. See, Trojans is the biggest thing. Everybody have a threat. Trojans will come and sit inside, and it will take my data and go. It will Firewall helps to block the Trojans, and it will understand in their own way. I mean, that is why the firewall is built about. And more on thing, many people comes and say that my data is hacked. I don't know how. See, I mean, many people, those people comes and say that I got a mail every time when I send a mail that another company, they are not receiving my email. Why it is? Some company, I mean, they will allow only few things to come in. Whenever they wanted to access a particular company email, they will allow the firewall to open the port to even come in the data. And when you receive, or when you send a mail, it shows as a spam. Or when you receive also, there are many spam email will come, because the firewall is working behind it, and it will also tell you, please don't open this email. There is some application, or some people are trying to spy, or leave the Trojan horses or something that they will do. So be careful. It'll automatically show you, it's a spam email. So be careful and avoid using this. So such kind of options that you will get from the firewall. So use the firewall if you really wanted to have a security. I mean, firewalls, and not only that, only for built on enterprises level or corporate level. It is available for even SMEs, mid segments, enterprise and corporates. Now, I have a simple architecture, maybe a one more example to say that what we can do, how this firewall and VPNs are working across the globe. I know that many people travel around different countries, different places, different companies. They say, okay, these people have a very good firewall that we cannot access. Similarly, there is a one country, I should not take about the name, but yeah, as an example, I thought of maybe I should talk about this. The China, today everybody knows about it. The China is one of the secure country where you cannot enter inside and push the data from that country. Okay, so it's very, very difficult for you to access even a small data from China. The reason is they have built a great firewall. The way they built the Great Wall of China, China also has great firewall which will block anybody who's coming in, which will block hacking, which will not even allow anybody to goes in and pick up the data from there. See, China also doesn't have a accessible for Facebook, Twitter, Google. Forget about all this. Even the YouTube also, people doesn't have an option. Now, take an example. When you wanted to go to China and you would like to access any of your outside the country, yes, it is possible. Even from outside country also, it's very difficult. But if you carry a VPN on your system, even enter into a China, you can still access the local connectivity as well as external connectivity is possible. See, I mean, that does not mean that China will allow to use a VPN. Still, their firewall will find that whether this guy is using the secure wall or unsecure wall, whether I can allow him or not allow him. It will also find out, and it will allow the person to use VPN connectivity sitting inside the China. So I thought of maybe I can show you. I mean, everybody knows about it. I mean, it is not possible to access so easily of firewall. I mean, sorry, data of the China. Maybe check with anyone that it's very difficult to know anything about inside the China, what exactly is happening there. So to coming up, what exactly that today we have take away from this thing is, when you are using a firewall, you can make your employees to work continuously non-stop without accessing unsecured websites, any of the social media. They can block it. They could not able to access it the way China does. It understands the importance of your business, and it blocks the Trojans to enter inside. It will give you the secure access, and it stops the hackers to hack your data. It will identify based on your identification, and it will allow you to access the system. So I mean to say, user identity based decision making is also has one of the part of firewall. It will tell you what to be does and what not to be. I mean, what to be done and what not to be done. And anyway, your data is secure when you are in a firewall. So on the firewall side, yes, of course we have sorry. Of course, we have firewall available. Start with limitation as of now up to 10 users, 250 users, and 100 users. It doesn't matter whatever the servers that you have, whatever the things that you guys are using. See, no, I mean, what I wanted to repeat once again here, VPN and firewall, see, both are available where we can do premise-based connectivity, premise-based solution. we have a software installation on your own server. This facility also that we have. Not only that, VPN, we have a cloud solution also. We can provide you cloud-based VPN as well. Okay, so keep that in mind. Just to give you a small information here, that we have all the three different things. That one I can give you premise based, one I can give you the cloud, and one I can give you on your own hardware. So moving from here, next we have the most discussed about SBCs, in the current market, where people really wanted to understand what is this SBC is all about. So SIP, Session Border Controller. Session Border Controller, what it does, I mean, what exactly the Session Border Controller is all about? It's a network element deployed to protect SIP-based voice over internet protocol network. I hope everybody knows about the PRI. Now, PRI is almost fading away from the market, and the new thing is SIP, Session Initiation Protocol, where we talk about a trunk. In Indian scenario, we have a SIP trunks. Of course, in the out of India also there are SIP trunks are available. And there is a VoIP trunks, VoIP trunks, where in India, from India, many people can do international calls. Even in other countries also, people use a VoIP and do the connectivity, connecting over a SIP channels. So, I mean, what exactly this SIP box does is, in a simple manner, maybe I can say. Any person can understand this connectivity architecture to tell you that when you have your current network, you can see to it that you have your internal network is connected, your PCs, laptops, and your local network, where you have a firewall is built in, and you have your internal normal old typical PABX is running. So any normal old TDM based PBX that you guys are using, there is no firewall requirement, because anyway that is not going to be explode in the outside the network. Now, when days goes around and technology coming around, people would like to replace the PBX from TDM PBX to an IP PBX with the SIP trunks. See, that's what I was telling, that PRI is going away. Even TDM-based PBX is also going away. As a PSTN, SIP trunks are coming in, and as a PBX, IP PBX are taking place everywhere. Now, when you are trying to place the IP PBX inside your network, IP PBX basically connects your external office, external extension, and when the SIP provider comes in to connect your IP PBX from your network, SIP provider basically carry a SIP protocol and RTP protocol, especially for a voice. See this, okay, I just wanted to repeat once again. VPN is for external access, firewall is for your internal access purpose. SBC is specially built for voice access purpose, especially built for a voice access purpose. When you wanted to connect a SIP trunk to your PBX, your firewall will not understand the technology of SIP trunk and RTP ports. So what will happen is, when your firewall doesn't understand what is coming in as a SIP signal, I mean, anyway, it will ask him to go back saying that, boss, you are not in my rule, whether I can allow you or not allow you. It will completely block the RTP and SIP signals getting entered into an PBX connectivity. Now what we have to do? I mean, how do we connect with the SIP trunk to the PBX box? Sorry. Now, when you open a port from the firewall, let directly go and connect with the SIP trunk. I mean, in firewall, there's a port, particular port, which can allow directly, SIP protocol and RTP protocol to goes in, connect with a PBX box. I mean to say IP PBX box, and you try to make a call connecting with the VoIP network or external office where which you can connecting in. It is actually explored for a hacker to hack the voice communication. I mean, I have instances where PBX has been hacked without a firewall. They have put it over in a public IP, and PRIs got hacked. In fact, multiple places that we have seen. Though we have informed them, without a firewall, don't explore, or without consulting us, don't explore to outside. It happened. Now, when it coming typically a SIP trunk, which is voice over an internet protocol based connectivity, yeah, the firewall anyway it will allow. But what you need is to secure this voice channel. You need a VPN box after the firewall. So this SBC is a kind of a security device, especially for your voice signals. This will secure to anybody comes in from outside trying to hack it with the IP addresses. It will completely block. It will not allow. So what SBC does is SBC will secure your connectivity from outsiders. It will also follow the rules from the firewall. It will also use certain options to support for PBX as well. I hope you people have understood. Once again, I would repeat this, SBC. SBC is purely for a traffic, voice traffic. Current situation, especially this, SBC are used in enterprises and corporates where they have multiple, SIP channels who are connected with multiple, data system. See, any banks, if they buy a SIP trunks, banks first will have a firewall. Second, they will go with the SBC because they wanted to connect the SIP trunks. Any corporates, when they buy a SIP trunks, most of the corporates and enterprises will have a firewall because they don't want to explore anywhere outside for threatening purpose. What they does is they use a SIP trunks. In a similar way, I mean to say the SIP trunks not possible to connect IPPBX without SBC. No, it is not like that. It can be connected without SBC auto, your PBX or a call center dialer box. There is no doubt into it. But for what purpose that you are exactly, accessing it, if you are connected with, only, internal calling purpose or local calling purpose is absolutely fine. There is no any firewall in between is required to secure on your data. Because it is just a calling purpose that you guys, in Indian scenario, there are many people who buy a SIP trans, directly connect with a PBX without using a SBC. Yes, of course it will work. But whenever the enterprises and other companies who would like to use SIP trans, they always goes with the SBC because there's a multiple benefits also that they have. Let's see what benefit that actually comes in over here. See, SBC has an option called roaming client. Roaming client. See, roaming client, SBC also work like a PBX. Now, in a simple way to explain is, you can see on my cursor side, this is a PBX. There's a primary PBX and there's a secondary PBX, which is connected to a local LAN, What we have built is, SBC connected over here because we have a SIP trunks, we have a VoIP account, and where there are multiple people who are traveling around, who are walking around, who are work from home also the people does. Okay. To explore them using a office connectivity, yes, this roaming client will definitely help. See, their extension, example, there is a soft phone extension. This extension, what it does is, it will come inside from the WAN network using the different IP. It will actually get registered in SBC. It is actually not getting registered in PBX. PBX is already registered, but it will register in SBC because SBC, your secure tunnel. It will understand this particular soft phone which is coming in, whether it is registered with my internal application, then only I can allow these roaming clients to come in and take a call with the PBX and make a call from the VoIP account or a SIP account. So this is a kind of option. I mean, I have seen multiple people who are traveling around abroad. They use their smartphone. They use their smartphone as an office extension because it is connected over a SBC, where they just make a call from that soft phone. The call automatically comes and registers over here. Then this will allow PBX to call from the VoIP accounts or from the local account. Even when you are in outside the country, it will still show that your local number has been displayed to them. So that is a kind of option which is available in the roaming client now. So we have a call routing option. So what is the call routing options that we are talking about? Take example, there are many people who would like to purchase the PBX first, IP PBX. Maybe if they are using a more than 500 extension or 1000 extension, or many companies even 200 extension, they would like to use a redundancy model as well. Now, when it comes to an SIP trunks, how do you connect with the redundancy server, because you don't have a separate tunnel, cable to connect with the SIP trunks. Now there is a SIP gateways. SIP gateways will allow you to connect with multiple servers, which is routing through an SBC. Now SBC will understand my first call is going to a primary. If the primary calls goes out, then I can transfer the call to a secondary server. Yes, SBC can understand where the call is actually routing through. Multiple SIP register. This is where exactly I was talking about. In my old scenario, this soft phones can be registered as a multiple SIP register even from the outside. Not only that, we have a multi-level alternative routing as well. I mean to say, on the same old scenario, we have a VoIP accounts. And which net, in which soft phone that we have to use a VoIP, which soft phones that we can use PRI, in which that we can access SIP trunks, which can also give you alternative routing facility also. This also has a quality level of quality services monitoring and routing, which can give you a report that how the calls is coming in, how the calls is going out. Not only that, you can do a headers and number manipulation. See, this header and number manipulation is something which makes with high connectivity, a larger connectivity purpose. But not only that, especially when it connects to internal offices, your registered network normally carries. Okay, so sorry. So I'll just repeat from here. So whatever this soft phone is connected as a 3001, but SBC will actually understand it is 30,001. But when the call comes in, when the call goes out, SBC understand that how to avoid the headers and what to be displayed to the end user. It will understand, then it will push to a PBX and to the end user as well. This scenario is more into an technical. Don't understand that number manipulation means maybe we can change the number or something when we wanted to make a call. No, that doesn't work. It actually works, but it is in a different country, different telecommunication rule. There is a different options also available that can be utilized. Depends upon the VoIP solution is available. Based on that, it can give you a multiple options. So on the last slide of my takeaway of the SBC is, it is purely for a voice traffic. Please understand, SBC will support you to route the voice traffic on a secure manner. It will avoid external attacks, even though somebody is trying to come and connecting to you, crossing the firewall. Don't worry, SBC will take care of it. It will support the redundancy servers. Enterprise, as I told you, enterprise and corporate companies are already using these solutions, and they're securing their whether it's a telecommunication server or a PBX servers. Not only that, SBC can also support you from the cloud user as well. Even if you have a PBX in a cloud, even if you have a call center in a cloud, from there also it will give you security. So not to worry on that. In a simple way to say is that Astex also has SBC, which is from 20 session to 200 sessions are ready available. So at any point of time, anything that you require, please talk to us. We can provide you this all facilities from the virtual private network, firewall, as well as SBC, which can support you for make a business and run your business. I hope you got some knowledge over this webinar. I think I would like to go through some any messages as chat has come in, any questions.
Hi, Manju, I will just read out the questions one by one so that we can answer and explain from your end.
Okay.
Okay. The first question was.
Firdozi, one moment.
Yeah.
If anybody has written a question, I would like to ask them to switch on your video so that we can have a one-to-one communication.
Yeah.
It would be really better so that we can have a discussion in that way. Yeah.
Yeah. The first question has come from Mr. Emion. Mr. Emion, you can put on your video and so that the Mr. Manjunath can explain your query. The first question is possible to have a VPN solutions, IPPBA, call center, contact center solutions, and IVR all in one hardware box?
Emion, yeah, I mean, it is quite difficult. See, I can give you IPPBA from the call center dialer, maybe in one level, but again, we need to understand what is the number of users that you are talking about. That actually depends on that, whether we can put it in a one box. IVR is the default feature of any of this particular IPPBX or call center, so that anyway comes in together. But VPN will not come along with the same box. It is always a separate. As I told you, we have a ready box which we can give it to you, or you have a separate hardware which we can install on that, or if you wanted to use our cloud VPN also, it is available. Absolutely.
Okay, I hope
I didn't see his face.
Yeah, I think in the beginning of the
just, unmute yourself and show your switch on your video also.
Manju, you can stop sharing the screen so that you can see the people who are putting the queries on your screen.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Is it still visible?
Yeah, your screen is still visible.
Okay, now.
Okay, let's go with the second questions, which has been raised by Mr. Mustafa. Okay, Mr. Mustafa, you can just put on your video so that we can also start discussing. His question is possible to have a VPN solution? I think it's the same which has been asked by Mr. Emion, that whether we can have all the solutions in one box, that is VPN solutions, IPPBX call center, and the IVR.
Okay.
Okay.
I hope Mustafa also got the answer for the same, I believe.
Yeah.
Can I can't hear you, Mr. Mustafa, are you there?
Mr. Mustafa, you can unmute and you can speak if you have any query for the queries.
Hello?
Yes, Mr.
Hi,
Mustafa.
how are you?
Hello?
Mr. Mustafa, hi.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Hello?
I can hear you, Mr. Mustafa, but I don't know whether you can be able to.
I just repeat a question of that man before me asked. That's why I just repeat the question.
Please go ahead.
It's the same two question. The first question somebody asked, so I repeated the question.
Oh,
because
that's
I need the
okay.
answer.
Okay. That's fine. Thank you very much. Thank you. That's fine. Right. So can we have a next questions for those?
Yes. Mr. Ravi, it's a question from Mr. Ravi, I think from our Trivandrum franchisee. Mr. Ravi, you can put on your video. Does a VPN connectivity always have a static IP? Can the IP be dynamic also?
Okay. In a simple manner to say, you forget about the dynamic IP or a static IP. It's a secure tunnel. So normally it's a static IP, which is outside, but secure tunnel. As I told you, it is a publicly, visible connectivity, but it is a secure tunnel that nobody can able to understand whether you're the same or not, who you are. Nobody can understand it. See, when it comes to take example, one of your customer has purchased a call center dialer, and their employee is sitting at home, and they are using the normal, internet, but they wanted to connect the office network. It doesn't connect at all. It doesn't connect at all. Even if it is connect, the dynamic IP every time it will change. It is very difficult to bring him into connectivity. So when you have a VPN will carry the static IP in a secure manner from the call center dialer to that particular dynamic IP, whatever it is getting changed. This IP is registered with their laptop or a PC to access, give the access or take the access from that a particular system to take a control on it. Okay.
Yeah. So just to add on to that, you always need a static IP. See, at the end of the day, if I want to go somewhere, in the sense the employee sitting at home, he want to connect to his office. So he needs to know the address of that office. And if it is a dynamic IP, in the sense, if my office address keeps changing dynamically, where will I go? Because then every day I have to call somebody and ask, today where is my office? Today, the next day where is my office? So it is a standard. It has to be a static IP.
Right. So I hope, Mr. Ravi, that you got an answer. I could not able to hear
Yeah,
you.
that's clear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay. Let's move to
Ravi,
next
so
question.
time, sorry, Firdausi.
Yeah.
Mr. Ravi, next time, whenever you're offering cloud solution or work from home solution, please tell them to use the VPN tunnel. It would be really easy for them to manage the connectivity between the office and work from home.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. It's again a question from Mr. Emion. Do you mean that VPN encryption can bypass the firewall?
No.
See, it is not that bypass. Okay. See, when you are entering into a particular network, as I told you, firewall will also understand what is coming in. If it is encrypted connectivity which is coming in, it will also understand whether I can allow you or not. Take example. Now the same VPN that you are creating to use the work from home option, you know that which system that you would like to connect with. Take example, as I told you in the beginning, anybody wants to use the VPN from their system, you have to enter the VPN address in your system first. Then only it will give you an option. Once you enter the VPN address in your laptop or a PC, then only you can be able to access. Which means from your office, you have enabled the VPN. Your server is in a firewall between. Firewall will tell you VPN is going out, connecting which is my authorized laptop for a connectivity purpose. So there is no any such bypass can happen from the firewall. Everything will be connected each other. It knows each other whether it can pass or block.
Okay, shall we go to the next question?
Yeah.
Yeah. The next question is from Mr. Peter.
Mr. Peter, you there? Can I see you?
Okay. His question is your firewall software defined or it is a appliance based?
Perfect. Yes, as of now, it is absolutely defined, and we have a appliance based as well. As I told you, we have started with very less number of users. As of now, we are not into that larger scale as of now. Of course, we will come with a larger scale as well, maybe within next 6 months. That we will definitely update you. Yeah, it is. Of course, it is. This software is completely defined, and it is available even in the appliance base as well. Absolutely.
Okay.
Peter,
Sec-
you're okay with your questions and what you got an answer? Okay, fine. Go with the next
Manju,
one.
it's actually not very clear whether it was software based or appliance based. Can you again repeat that, please?
Right. See, Vijay, what is appliance? Appliance is a small box which you can say there is a only specifically that can be allowed or used maybe 10 users, more than 10 users. This application doesn't work. Like take example, we have Aslide. Aslide has some defined product. You cannot use like how we have a enterprises level of IPPBX, right? So our firewall keeping in our mind market segment SME. SME means I'm talking about there are 10 employees company, there are 20 employees company, there are 50 employees company, there is a 100 employee company. We kept that in a mind. For a 10 users company, we cannot go and give them a large server where they can keep it only for this particular purpose. So we have designed that application in such a way. I mean, kind of Aslide kind of a server that we have designed, which can support for a 10 members.
And just to add to that, if the question is about if it is a software installable on cloud or something, yes, it is. We can install it on cloud also, the firewall.
Yes, absolutely. I was repeating that the same things multiple times. We have an options to do a software installation. Even your own on your own hardware. We have a appliances based solution. We have a server based solution as well. Even we have cloud based solution as well. I'm not talking about the firewall. We have an SBC and we have a VPN also on a cloud level, so that we can give it to you.
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Thank you, Vijay.
Okay. Okay. The next questions are from Mr. Nagaraj. What is the mean by cloud-based VPN? How it works?
Mr. Nagaraj, you're there? Can I hear from you? Can I see you at least, Nagaraj?
Yes, sir.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Fine, sir.
Very nice. So take example that you are using the any application from the cloud. Maybe you have installed the PBX in the cloud, or you have installed the dialer in the cloud. Now everybody is working from home, and you wanted to have a VPN which you don't want to keep it in your office. Still the same VPN that you would like to build from the cloud itself. Everything that you are accessing from the cloud. Now, only if I say is okay, you have to take my VPN, you have to keep it wherever you want, and you wanted to do the connectivity from there. It is difficult for you to manage both the side. Where we have even the service which is in our cloud place, where we kept the VPN service also, which we can give you to access the any kind of a system from there itself. Now, take example, maybe you are buying a solution from us from the cloud. From the same cloud that we can provide you a VPN also. It is not that you have to keep the VPN at your home. From home, you have to distribute to all your employees also.
Okay.
Or maybe you wanted to put your hardware in somewhere in the cloud, and maybe we will install the software, VPN license. From there, you can also do the distribution, but you have to make the connectivity between wherever you have your application and the VPN application has to be connected. It is always better to keep the same place to do the better connectivity.
I hope we have the. I hope Mr. Rangras has. The clear about the concept.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah. So let's move to again a question from Mr. Mustafa. How possible to connect your office IP PBX through your Android phone by IP address?
Yes, it is possible, absolutely possible. I mean, normally, we have created on the cell phones. We have a soft phones are available. When you are connected over a public IP, uh, please mute yourself so that it will be easy for discussion purpose. The person who is not in a discussion, I request you to mute yourself. Would be better. See, currently from my office, our IP PBX is in public. We put it on a public using the firewall and even using the VPN also. So my phone MAC address is connected to my firewall. My firewall will tell that whether this particular phone can be accessed using the data. Even I can access my CRM from my phone. I can access the calling system from my phone. Whenever I can make a call from using my soft phone, it will go to my PBX network. It will understand whether coming from the particular extension. Then the calls will get automatically routed.
Okay, I hope Mr. Mustafa has.
Please go ahead.
Yeah.
Mustafa.
Okay.
Mustafa has a question once again. He wanted to talk.
Yes, my question is, for example, if I want to call one of my officers through the IPPX and I have his number, can I call from outside? For example, if I'm 100 kilometers or 50 kilometers away from my office, to call with my mobile phone to call the extension of the IPPS of the office of my office?
You can create a VPN client.
Yes.
Definitely, it will be possible because VPN will allow you to access your IPPBX network from the soft phone. Your soft phone will get registered with your PBX. Your VPN client will take you and connect with the PBX. From PBX using the PSTN, the call will go. That is the one option.
Is that okay? Is that any distance, or if I have the internet access, I can call?
If you don't want to use a VPN, your IPPBX should be in a public IP.
Okay.
Okay. Wide area network connectivity that you have to put in. From the anywhere outside that you can be able to connect with that PBX, but it is actually not secure. If there is no PSTN only between you and the company purpose that you would like to access, yeah, it is absolutely fine that you can definitely do. But when you have a trunk connected, it is always better to have a firewall and a VPN connectivity to access it.
Okay, understand. Thank you.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, let us move to the next question from Mr. Ravi again. Is SBC enough to ensure a security in place of firewall for a voice communication?
Is SBC enough to ensure
security in place of firewall for a voice communication?
I didn't understand this question, Mr. Ravi. I think you should repeat it once again. What exactly that you would like to know?
What I thought actually the firewall is mainly for the data security and the SBC meant for the voice security. So when we use the VoIP communication, VoIP connectivity, do we need to have a firewall? That is my question.
Yeah, Ravi, it is like this that if you have the SBC, you don't need the firewall. I mean, for the as far as voice communication is considered, SBC is absolutely enough. There is nothing required.
That is my point. Yeah.
You don't need both. I mean, but normally in a corporate scenario, they will have firewall because some data access will be there. Then for voice access SBC, that's a typical scenario.
But okay, sir. Yeah, thank you. That is my precise question.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Amulya. What is the difference between a VPN Aztecs offers and a telecom service providers offer?
I think there is. I mean, I'm not very clear what is a VPN, what telecom service provider offers. I mean, if VPN is VPN, I think whoever offers it is the same thing. I mean, I don't think there is any difference. Otherwise, Amulya, if you could elaborate on See, it is at the end of the day, I don't know, maybe Tata might offer VPN. It is the same VPN. I mean, it's the same VPN service.
Yes, sir, the same thing. I just wanted that everybody present here should get this information.
Okay.
There is not much difference, whereas what the charges service provider are giving a quotation now is much more higher than what we had been offered to our customers.
Okay.
I just wanted everybody in this platform should know that.
Okay. The next question is from Mr. Nagaraj. Is firewall and the VPN can work simultaneously on the network?
Yes. I mean, I don't see any problem. I mean, at the end of the day, firewall is to block whatever traffic is coming to the network, or block or allow the traffic. But then, you know, there might be somewhere where one wants to be even doubly sure, say a special access to a server. So you can have VPN, firewall and VPN, which is also should not be any problem. But see, firewall won't be able to inspect what is the traffic happening inside the VPN. Firewall, if you allow the VPN traffic, it will go through the firewall, and after that, the user can, within the firewall, within the VPN, he can do anything what he likes.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Is it clarified, Nagaraj?
Nagaraj, if you are there, you can, if you have any further query, you can unmute and ask.
Okay, next.
Okay, next question is from Mr. Binish. Should I require to have a static IP for my IP PBX even if I have a SBC?
No, actually you require only one static IP, that is for the SBC. Internally, the SBC will connect to the PBX, I mean, in the normal configuration, unless otherwise, you know, the PBX is again located somewhere else. That is normally in the case, SBC and PBX is located in the same network, and SBC has a public IP or a static IP to which the users connect, and SBC will internally communicate with the PBX on a LAN network.
Okay. Okay. The next question is from Mr. Nagraj. Can we use the firewall for our Dell 940 server for the network security and internet security with VPN?
You mean, are you saying you want to install the firewall software on the Dell 940 server, or I'm not getting the exact configuration? I don't know. Manju, you got...
Yeah, I think it is look like the same. Can we use a firewall for our Dell 9? Oh no, I think they have some server which they wanted to connect the firewall on that particular server for a network security and internet security with the VPN. Is it clear, Nagraj?
Sir. Yeah.
You already have some, you know,
server, Dell server. We have
some server.
And what does the server do? Is it a database server? It's a
database server, sir.
Okay. So you can have a firewall which will, you know, allow only, say, traffic from some IPs to the server. That is one way of protection. And another thing is that you can also have a VPN to the network and then access the Dell server. You can access it both the ways.
Okay, sir. Okay. Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, the next question is from Mr. Amandeep. Will the S firewall compatible? Sorry.
Please mute.
Yeah. Will S firewall compatible with Cisco or Avaya other OEM? Manju, I hope you have the questions.
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, will S
firewall compatible with
the Cisco or Avaya other OEM?
Right. See, definitely certain level. Not as I told you, we started with the SME and the middle segment. We are not into that enterprise and you know, corporate segment because they will have a multiple requirements which we will. Of course, as I told you, we will also come with a similar product which is compatible to Cisco and Avaya. I mean, of course, maybe we can match more than 50 to 60% that whatever that they are providing. But yeah, there are certain things which we don't have, and we can also come up with that.
Okay. The next question is from Mr. Edmund. What makes Aztec software so superior in security that no one can hack into or behind compared to the blockchain?
What makes Aztec software product
Software product so superior. Yeah.
is that no one can hack into behind compared to a blockchain. Okay. Okay. See, this is not exactly that Aztec's software. It is every product has their own lifestyle, their own compatibility, their own features, functionalities, which we talks about. Aztecs, I mean, take an example. Even there are many people who are using the Cisco firewall and Avaya firewall. People can still, hack it. I mean, it is not that if you buy a Cisco firewall, it is very good that nobody can hack it. Or maybe you buy a Avaya firewall, that you can use it, that nobody can hack it. I mean, there is possibilities. I mean, people can hack Apple system because Apple says one of the largest techno commercial company in the world. But still, many people have hacked the system. It understands that what exactly the features, functionalities which product has it. Based on that we can say how good and how bad it is. Okay, so it is not that exactly that everything is completely safe and secure. Not only that, not only my product, any products that compared to every product will have certain loopholes which we need to understand before that we are going to install, or before customer requirement we have to analyze. Then only we have to give them a right product which is makes sense.
Hope Mr. Emin,
is it clear for you?
Mr. Edmund, hope we have replied your query.
And I think in this combination, I think it might not be correct to combine it with blockchain. See, blockchain is for more a transaction oriented, how you secure transactions, and like a banking transaction, like those type of transaction, how a chain transactions you can secure, you do in a secured manner. Blockchain is about that, but here we are talking about more like a gateway. A firewall is a gateway which will it is like a gate. It will allow the person access or not an access. It will block the access. It will based on certain filtering criteria. And just one more comment to the superiority. See, at the end of the day, everything is a software product. I mean, ours is also a software product. We base it on the open source product called PFSense / OpenSense, which is worldwide used, and which I mean, a lot of customers are using. But still, we hear hackers hacking into White House and all these type of heavy government organizations. So it is not that the White House did not have money to buy a Cisco. I mean, they put the best of the best equipments in this White House and all those places, but still there is hacking happening. So those type of things, it is not that I think no vendor will claim that my system is never hackable or something like that. Everybody do the best of their willing. I mean, it is not that also a manufacturer brings out a car and says it will never meet with an accident. I mean, accidents happen, so we cannot 100%. So the required security, the required measures has to be taken from the individual. The care has to be taken from the individual. That is more important to make the systems much more secure.
Okay, all right, okay, well understood, and I appreciate the clarity and further explanation.
Thank you.
Okay, let's move to our last questions for this session from Mr. Nizar. I did understand that we have a different VPN plan from Aztec. Is that restriction on the hardware level or a software level?
Nizar, what I would like to say, it's a license. It doesn't matter whether it is a hardware based or it is a software based. These are basically on a license, whether you buy license over a software or a hardware. Hardware, as I told you, we have a, like a plug and play kind of stuff. We designed according to the customer requirement. It is actually suits even in the market style, like, 10 users, 30 users, 60 users, 100 users kind of stuff. On the software also, it's a kind of a license. If you say that I need a license of 10, yeah, we'll give you a 10 license software installation. We can give you a license of 30, 60, 100 in a similar way.
Nizar, hope we have answered your query. If you are there, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Manju.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So Manju, this is the last questions we have, and I think there is no more question.
Thanks,
Uh,
Firdausi. Thanks for
yeah.
really for all the questions. Thank you very much for each and every one who joins over here. I hope you had some information about this generation that we talks about more on a VPN, SPC, as well as on firewall. If you have any questions or if you have any quick requirements, please contact us and let us know that what exactly that you guys are looking for, so we can definitely help you. Thank you very much. Let's meet up again soon with a new webinar. And thank you very much.